Hi, I'm Tom Marks with the Marks Law Firm in Orlando, Florida, and welcome to the Healthy Family Law Attorney. So today I'm going to answer the question, what is the difference between an annulment and a divorce? In Florida, we call a divorce technically is called a dissolution of marriage. And an annulment, I will say, is rarely filed in Florida. There's no statutory provision for it. So it's basically derived from the common law. So an annulment is when you're asking the court to make a determination and enter an order that says that there was never a valid marriage. And so there's no reason to do a divorce or a dissolution of marriage because it was never a valid marriage. Whereas in a divorce, you're saying, yes, there was a valid marriage, but now we want to end that valid marriage. And yes, we have a statutory whole scheme in Chapter 61 for all the provisions dealing with dissolution of marriage, including equitable distribution and child support and custody, also known as, really now known as, time sharing and contact. With an annulment, you need to allege that there's been some type of fraud, duress, there was some misunderstanding, there was the marriage was based on like fraud, like there was bigamy, okay? That bigamy means obviously your spouse was already married before they married you. So that makes the marriage void. There's void marriages and there's voidable marriages. Void means it was never a valid marriage. So it was void from the beginning. Voidable means that you've got to have something that determines it is no longer a valid marriage. So it's voided by the court. So, okay, bigamy, incest, incapacitation. So you weren't of sound mind. You didn't really know what you were doing. You couldn't appreciate your circumstances. You can show that to the court. Intoxication. I remember when Britney Spears got married out in Las Vegas, and then 48 hours later got a divorce. I think she could have gotten an annulment because I think she was probably intoxicated and didn't appreciate what she was doing, but I don't remember all the specifics of it, but I think she got a divorce regardless. Okay, so when would you want to have an annulment versus a divorce? Well, oftentimes for religious purposes, especially in the Catholic Church, people want to have their first marriage annulled for the ability to get remarried in the church. There's also a lot of other reasons. You feel that you were defrauded, that you want to say, I was never married, that you can say that when you get married, that'll be your first marriage, and this first one was not a marriage. So even though annulment is really rarely filed, I think it is an option in specific cases under certain circumstances, as I've mentioned, that you mentally could not have appreciated what was happening, or you didn't know some fact that was being withheld. Impotency can be another factor. So there's a lot of those underlying factors that could lead to an annulment. Now, it can also be done by agreement. Like if you filed a collaborative case and the two parties said, you know what the goal was, we want to determine that the marriage was really never valid, you could come to agree to that. You could also agree to it actually in a divorce case and convert it into an annulment. So there's a lot of different ways of doing this. It's kind of a unique little set of circumstances and scenarios in Florida and in other states, but that's the difference between annulment and divorce. This has been a short, to the point video. I hope it's been helpful. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have a question, please leave it in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Have a great week. Bye-bye.